Well, hello, good evening. It is Wednesday, August 6th at 6:50 p.m. Some of you may have watched me on my live TikTok this afternoon when I made my very first candle. And man, that was fun and it went pretty easily. So from then, it was around 3 in the afternoon, I went to the store and I bought some cookie cutters, metal cookie cutters. And I watched a few videos on YouTube to get an idea of how to make different shape candles using metal cookie cutters. So let me show you what we're about to do this evening. So my friend that gave me the candle making kit, I asked her what her favorite shape was and what her favorite colors were. So her favorite shape is hearts. So I saw on YouTube to put aluminum foil around the bottom of the metal cookie cutter and bring it up along the side, hoping that when you pour the wax into the cookie cutter, not much is going to spill out. But I don't trust me, so that's why I'm having the paper bowl. The wax isn't going to get hot enough to burn, like make flame on the paper bowl. It might tweak it a little bit, but I'm not going to be holding the bowl. It's going to be sitting right here, and the fire on the stove will be off when I go to pour the wax, just in case you're worried about safety. So, when you watched me this afternoon, I used a whole bag of wax to pour it into the candle jar that came with the kit. Well, you saw how small that cookie cutter is, so this is the size of the bag of wax. It's about, I'm going to say, maybe 6 ounces. I'm not going to use the whole bag all at once. So I'm going to rotate between, it's called Red Rose, but I'm going to make it kind of pink color. And then the other one is going to be lavender. Okay, so my idea is, and it'll be a process, so there's going to be multiple videos probably to do this. But the idea is I want to layer the heart candle, and so that I can alternate between pink and lavender. Those are her two favorite colors. I mean, we're a lot alike, right? And then I don't think she told me a favorite scent. So since I made my other friend, oh yeah, see the scent label fell off the oil. This is wild cherry blossom. Cherry blossom, that's what this is. And so I'm going to go ahead and use some of that to make my other friend her candle. So I already have the container ready, and it's now sitting in a pot of water that is not yet turned on. See, there's the pot of water, and so I'm just kind of guessing about how much wax to put in the pot for melting. But you know what? I think what I'm going to do, so I don't end up pouring too much, is I went and got a little measuring spoon that is a scooper. And it is 1 tablespoon. So I think I'm going to start out with about 2 tablespoons of wax to melt, and then I'll put my color in, and then I'll put my scent in after I turn off the fire, pour it in the heart, and see where we go from there. I think once I get all the hearts layered, then I'll just poke a hole or sandwich the wick in between 2 of the layers. That's what I'll do. That's what they showed me on YouTube as well. Sandwich the wick between 2 of the solid candles, kind of press them together, and put the wick in there, and then put the metal at the bottom. So you're watching an experiment that is about to go into process. So let's get some wax. One. And 2. We'll try that. And you know what? I don't hardly ever use that measuring spoon, so it is now my wax spoon. Okay, so we have the wax inside the melting pot. I'm going to go ahead and turn my fire on, but I'm not going to put it real high because there's really not that much wax in the melting pot, and I don't want to burn it. That's one thing I love about being on a gas stove. It's so much easier to control your heat. So I have me a little whisk here, a metal one. So we're going to give the wax a gentle stir as we go along. It really does not take long for the wax to melt either. I love that. I think the whole process, when I did one this afternoon, took me maybe 30 minutes, and mostly because I was really unsure of what I was doing. Not that I'm a pro now, but I'm a little bit more sure of what I'm doing now. And you know, I like to experiment with things. So, when I went live on my TikTok earlier, I thought it was going to save to my videos, but apparently it did not. So I decided I'm going to do, a video and then upload it to TikTok and YouTube and probably Facebook, but just on my regular page, not my ministry page. A friend of mine reminded me about a week ago, Laura, you should really just do some videos of content, something that you just enjoy doing, because I think she noticed I really wasn't doing too much of things that I like doing. I, for a while, was getting really involved, heavy duty in ministry, and I do need to get back into my own personal ministry. Kind of been slacking for about 2 weeks, and but I don't think God has a problem with us taking a break from our ministry. Well, even ministers go on vacation sometimes. But I'm in the Word, and I'm praying for others, and I am in probably more fellowship with my new church than I was with my old church, and but I am blessed because there is especially one sister from my old church that still stays in contact with me, and she's really a blessing. We go through the hard times together, and that's what spiritual family and actually your family's supposed to be like. And tomorrow is her birthday. I had no idea she was going to be 75 years old, man. She does circles around me. So, but she takes care of her 9-year-old mom. I mean, talk about an inspiration to life. 75 years old, taking care of her 90-year-old mom, mostly by herself. And so I just really appreciate that because, I mean, that's love right there for one thing. And, you know, so many families sometimes when I take the easier route, okay, that's almost melted, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. Anyway, a lot of families want to take the easier route and put them in convalescent care and forget about them. You know, so I'm thankful that my mom and my sister and my dad, none of them went through that. So, okay, so we're going to start with the red rose coloring. And I know when I made the one earlier, it really did not take very much of the coloring, and I actually made a whole candle pot with the other one earlier. So I'm just going to try this little tiny corner because it probably really will not take much more than that if I want it to stay pink and not turn like real red, which, so I'm going to drop that into the wax, give this a stir. Looking pretty red, but you know, when I put the red in the wax with the one I did this afternoon, it looked really red as well. But when it set up and it settled down, you know, it hardened back up, it looked a really nice pink. So I was happy. My friend that I gave the candle to was happy. So that's what matters, right? Alright, so we're going to put some of this cherry blossom into it. And alright, and just if you're wondering, yes, I have already turned off the fire, because this is actually scented oil. So I'm not trying to, you know, start a fire in case I drop the oil in the flame. So there's no flame on. Alright. Mix that in there a little bit. Should be good. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to, I'm not going to be able to hold the candle and, I mean the camera, and pour the wax and all that. So, because I'm recording on my iPad. So, but I will pick up the iPad in a minute and show you what it came out like after I finish pouring. That looks like pretty much the perfect amount of wax that I did, and very little leakage from underneath the cookie cutter so far. So I'm going to push this pan of water back a little bit. Come over here and grab my camera so y'all can see. Y'all. Alright, can you see that? I think that's going to look really awesome when it sets up. So the last one, it only took about 30 minutes for it to completely cool down and harden up. And it was bigger than that one. So this probably only took about 15-20 minutes. So I'm going to go for right now. I'm going to let this cool down, and then I'm going to do the next one, and I'm going to do the lavender one. So I will be back. Okay, we are back. Only now I'm using my phone, and we're going to try to take out the heart that I made earlier, and it looks like it's pretty well cooled down. It looks like a really nice color of pink. So the test will be to see if it's going to stick to the aluminum foil. When I watched another girl do it on YouTube, it was successful for her. So let's see what happens. Tap pause. Okay, well, I'm back again. The heart shape, the way I did it earlier, it just did not work out at all. It broke while I was trying to take it out of the cookie cutter, and it just kind of made a mess. So I went ahead and cleaned that up. I put the wax back into the double boiler again, and I took a minute to think, and I came up with another idea. So instead of doing it the way I was trying to do it earlier, let me see if I can show you my new idea. So I got one of my baking pans, and I wanted to use all three hearts anyway. I don't know if you can really see that. The light in my kitchen isn't the best, and I'm really not the best at trying to juggle the two things anyway. So, I think actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the hearts out of the pan, and I'm going to make more melted wax, and I'm going to make it one solid layer of wax in the pan with the aluminum foil, and I'm going to let it not quite harden up all the way, and then I'm going to cut it out like you would cookie dough. Okay, I'll probably leave the heart-shaped cookie cutters in the wax so that it can finish hardening, and then I can just keep remelting the same wax until, I have enough layers, or, because I have plenty of wax here, and I have plenty of coloring, so I'm gonna try this again. I am determined that this is gonna work, because it's actually, candle making is something I've really wanted to do. Whoops, for several years. Hold on a minute. I just dropped something. What did I drop? Oh, one of the color packets. Love these grabbers because they're the best ones to pick up. Most of them. Okay, so anyway, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add some more wax. I'm just kind kind of guesstimate. I may end up just putting the whole bag in the double broiler like I did the first candle that I made this afternoon, and I just layer the whole bottom of this pan and then cut it out. See how that goes. Y'all don't mind being an experimental guinea pig with me, right? No, you don't. Just say no. You don't. Okay, so good. So, move that over there so that hopefully I don't drop it again. And I do know that this is probably going to be my last attempt to do this one tonight, because I don't want to get too frustrated and then decide I don't want to do it. Okay, well, I didn't know the video paused. I'm not sure where I left you. I think somebody texted me and it paused my video. Anyway, so just to catch you up, because I don't know where it paused, I went ahead and put in all the wax in the double boiler. And so now I'm getting ready to turn the fire back on. And once that all melts again, I'm going to put in some more coloring, because it won't be enough coloring for the amount of wax I just put in there now. And I will have to add more scented oil as well. And so what I've decided to do is I'm just going to make one flat surface in the baking pan, and then cut out the melted wax, like you would cookie dough. So, because the other idea just didn't work. So, we will persevere. But this is going to be my last attempt for the evening, because I don't want to get so frustrated with it that I don't enjoy it. Like I said, this is something that I've wanted to do for a few years. So, let's get that piece of wax down in the boiler. So what are you guys doing this evening? It is now 8:40 on Wednesday, August 6th. Probably thinking I've been doing this all day, but no. I've taken breaks and, wait for the wax to cool down, and doing some research of different ideas that I could do. I even went to the store after I made my first candle this afternoon, on TikTok. I don't know if y'all watched that, but found some more wax and talked to a girl that does arts and crafts as well, and she gave me a few ideas and pointers. She said, "Oh, I used to make candles in high school." She said she's a young girl, probably maybe 19, 20 years old. So I've been shopping at that little store for, I think since they opened about a year and a half ago, actually. So they're very helpful. She actually walked around with me, because, I have really long arms, and sometimes I can't reach stuff in the store. And rather than making me struggle, she goes and, one or the other ladies that works in there, I'm going to guess it's a mother and daughter, they're usually very helpful. So it's right there next to the DD store. What's it called? Trader Pacific is the store that I went to this afternoon. on Joe Rosa and Highland. So, really nice. Uh, I'm pretty sure it's a family-owned business. I believe they're Indonesian. Not that it matters to me. They're just really nice people. Um, so if you're looking for some good arts and crafts supplies, they have a pretty good selection. They also have, some food items and cleaning supplies, a little bit of clothing. You can get helium balloons there. I mean, it's kind of almost like the 99 only store that we used to have, but it is not a 99 only store. So don't go in there expecting it's going to be 99 cents or like $1 Their prices are reasonable. Some items are a little bit high, but overall their prices are reasonable. We're in California. Nothing's gonna be cheap. I mean, even the Dollar Tree went up a little bit, So, give this a stir. Okay, the water is boiling pretty good. The wax is almost completely melted. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the fire back off. I am going to add some more rose red because that's what we started off with this batch of wax. So I probably am not going to get the lavender one made tonight. We will see. Break off some more of this red rose. That should be enough. Drop that down there in the wax. Grab my little whiskey. No, I'm not drinking whiskey. Give that a good stir. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good actually. And because I have added more wax and more color, I'm going to add a little bit more cherry blossom scent. Alright, that should do it. And we'll give that another little stirry. And then we'll pour it into the pan with the aluminum foil. And then I'm going to just gently rest the heart-shaped cookie cutters in there and let them sit there while the wax cools back down so that I can make some more. See how many we can get out of this one batch. And then see how well I like this procedure, or whatever you want to call it. So pour that right in there. Set it back down in the pan. All right. Got the bigger heart-shaped one. It's gonna work better if I have something smaller that I could have poured the wax in, or maybe use a double batch of wax the next time. But we'll see. So I'm just gonna let that rest. right inside there. And see how clean of a cut we get as the wax cools down. So, bring you over here so you can see what I have attempted to do. So, you see the melted wax really didn't cover all the bottom of the pan. So, but I got the heart shape in there, and we'll give it about 20 minutes to get mostly cooled down, and then I'll pull the cookie cutter back out and then see if I can continue to cut the wax and I'm hoping for at least 2 layers of the red hearts, and then I want to make 2 layers of lavender hearts and then put them together with the wick in the middle. We'll see if my plan works. If I don't come back on tonight, I will let you know tomorrow how it goes. But for now, I will catch you later. I want to let this cool down, so I really have nothing else to tell you until we see how this is going to work. God bless you. Thanks for watching. Well, good afternoon, people. It is Saturday, August 9th, and you probably thought I forgot about you. I'm not showing me on the camera right at the moment because I'm not dressed appropriately, but I didn't want you to think I forgot about you. I have been trying different methods on how to do this candle making. See, I still have some melted wax all colored and scented, ready to go, but it's probably going to be needing to be remelted again. But I was determined I wanted to make a heart-shaped candle for my friend who gave me this candle making kit. My other attempts have not come out, so I didn't bother to record them, but check this out. What I did was I bought a bunch of different shaped cookie cutters that are metal. Make sure they're metal if you decide to try this. And they're different shapes, different sizes, and they actually came in that tin can that I just showed you a minute ago. And so I lined the tin can with aluminum foil so that it'll be easier to take the candle wax out of once it sets back up. I'm hoping it's going to work. If you decide to try this, make sure you don't get a tin can thicker than your cookie cutter, because you're going to want it to be able to go all the way through the cookie cutter. You know, you want a clean cut. And if you go with a tin that is thicker than the cookie cutter, then it's not going to get a clean cut. So I'm excited about this. I think it's going to work better than my other attempts. The next challenge will be putting the hole through the layers of hearts that I'm planning to make to put the wick inside. So pray for me, and if you notice, I got Karen Wheaton today in the background. I love her music. She gives me energy with the Holy Spirit, and I love listening to God's music anyway. And so I was listening to her Front Porch Friends episode earlier on YouTube as well. So, but I just wanted you to know I am still at this candle making, and I'm really hoping that it's going to work. I'll keep you updated. God bless you. Bye.